Alright, so this is Uriel doing the Milestone 2 for the Button Hero project. So for this week, what my job was kind of to pull the information from a GET request, the song information, as opposed to just simply uploading it directly from the code. So the GET request that I would pull from the server would return a response that looks like this. So this response has the frequency information, so all the notes that need to be played, how long each note will be playing, how many notes there are, the title of the song, the artist, and so on. And once that response comes in, it will get deserialized. It comes in as a JSON object, so it will actually get deserialized. Send all its information to this song to play variable that will be the variable that will be playing the entire song on the ESP. And yeah, that information is finally sent to the ESP. So it took a little bit to implement all the JSON stuff because it was the second time or third time I did it, but it ended up not being too bad. So yeah, and then I think the other thing that I did was also implement a different scoring system. So previously how I had it is I would always take the difference between the log of one frequency and the log of the correct frequency. So the reason that was incorrect is because let's say you want to play a C3, but you accidentally play a D3, you'll get a higher score if you do that than if you play a C4. And I guess the reason that's not necessarily the best option is because let's say you have a deeper voice, or let's say you have a higher pitched instrument than your mic picks up. It doesn't make sense that you'll get a low score even if you played the same song an octave higher. So the point of that was just to avoid that difference in octaves. The difference in octaves would cause a much lower score than difference in actual notes. So what I did for that was I implemented this kind of exponentially decaying sine wave, or I guess cosine wave, that would return 1 if you play the correct note, return around 0.5 if you play the same note an octave higher, 0.25 2 octaves higher, and so on. But if you play the completely wrong note, it would much quicker, it would decay to 0 much quicker. So if you played some kind of F sharp when you were supposed to play a C or something, you would get a much lower score than if you played that same C but an octave higher, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the scoring system. And I guess to show the improved UI, I just reconnect this and connect it again. It will first connect to the internet, and then after it does that, every 3 seconds it pulls information. So 3 seconds, it will pull the song title, the artist name, and then it will press X to start. So I'll press the button and I'll let the song play. Cool. So as you saw there, you could see I think it was 64 notes total on the screen, as opposed to previously where you could only see 3 at a screen and they would all kind of shift up and down the screen very quickly. This is much easier to read and much easier to follow, in my opinion. So yeah, that's kind of the improved UI, scoring system, and GET request.